Hey guys, it's Emma here and I have week 2 of my book advent calendar and I'm excited to show you what I got, so let's get right into it. So day 5 I think is the next day we're on, and I got this, which is Beneath the Skin by Nikki French. And the blurb on the back says, Zoe, Jennifer and Nadia are 3 women with nothing in common, except for the man who wants to kill them. He sends them terrifying letters full of the intimate details of their lives, the clothes they wear, their little habits, how they act when they think they're alone, and promises that he will bring those lives to a violent, horrible end. But not before he has enjoyed himself. Invisible and apparently unstoppable, he delights in watching the women suffer, thrilled by his power to destroy their lives and their faith in those closest to them, to leave them utterly helpless, alone in their terror and confusion. But they're not all as helpless as he thinks. So that was book 5. Then day 6 is Kiss of Evil by Richard Montari. And this one's actually set around Christmas, so I'll probably read this one next. So it says, Christmas is just around the corner, the season of peace and goodwill. But this year, for Detective Jack Paris, the Christmas spirit is eclipsed by the hunt for a sadistic and twisted serial killer. After an accused murderer is acquitted on a technicality, then found dead of an apparent suicide, a spree of brutal murders terrorizes the citizens of Cleveland. This vicious and vengeful killer tortures his seemingly unrelated victims in unimaginably violent ways, leaving them all with a strange symbol carved into their flesh. When Detective Paris discovers that these murders are the grim handiwork of one maniac obsessed with the dark side of the ancient religion Santeria, he's pulled into a web of danger and sexual deviance. Jack must catch the killer before he strikes again. But on Christmas Eve, Jack finds himself right where the homicidal maniac wants him, questioning his loyalties, facing an impossible choice with the barrel of a gun pointing at his temple and the whole world watching. So that sounds good. Again, I feel like these are more crime books than horror books, but, you know, comment down below. So what are we on now? 5, 6. Book 7 is Killing for Company by Brian Masters, and this is it's like a book about Dennis Nielsen, who was a Scottish serial killer. So that's awesome, that's cool. I haven't read any of these books so far as well. So let's read the blurb on this one. It says, on February the 9th, 1983, Dennis Nielsen was arrested at his Muswell Hill home after human remains had been identified as the cause of blocked drains. Within days, he had confessed to 15 gruesome murders over a period of 4 years. His victims, all young homosexual men, had never been missed. Brian Masters, with Nielsen's full cooperation, has produced a study of a murderer's mind, which is unique of its kind. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this one. I know bits about him. I've listened to things about him. I've watched TV shows about him, but not a lot, like maybe 1 or 2. So yeah, it'll be interesting to read this and see. And I guess I still don't know if this is horror. It's more like true crime. But maybe I'm just being really picky, guys. I don't know. So then book 8 is Already Dead by Stephen Booth. So this is a taller, bigger book. And on the back it says, in the Peak District, a summer of disruption caused by endless rain leaves Derbyshire's CID baffled as they try to identify a man who is found lying dead in shallow water. And that's not their only problem. Detective Sergeant Ben Cooper's absence after an arson attack has left a serious gap behind. DS Diane Fry is a reluctant temporary replacement, but now their makeshift team is about to be tested to the limit. As the rain turns into a deluge, loyalties among the officers will be put under intolerable strain as they try to solve their toughest case yet. And that's before it emerges that Ben Cooper is not recuperating at home, but has vanished into thin air. So I think this is part of a crime series of books. Yeah, I don't think I've read any of them before. Hopefully this one you can just read on its own. We will see. But yeah, it sounds like it's maybe a series of books. So we will see. Again, sounds good. I'm interested in it. Again, I don't really think it's horror though. But that's just me. Book 9 is A Maiden's Grave by Jeffrey Deaver. And it says, the countdown begins at noon, when 2 teachers from a school for the deaf and their students stop to help at a car crash on an isolated road and are immediately captured by 3 escaped convicts. Stark against the prairie stands an ancient slaughterhouse that still reeks of decades of spilled blood, and it is here that cold killer Lou Handy will bring his hostages. It is here that he will kill one innocent girl an hour, on the hour, until his demands are met. And then book 10 is Life Expectancy by Dean Koontz. So I know that author, and he's kind of like Stephen King. I haven't read a lot of his books, but it's kind of more horror, so yeah. Anyway, I'll read the back of this one as well. It says, when the hand of fate reaches out to touch an ordinary man. In the moments before he is born, Jimmy Talk has a strange destiny thrust upon him. His dying grandfather prophesies 5 dark days in his grandson's life. 5 dates on which Jimmy will face terror and violence, malice and perversion. A storm rages. There is a chilling significance in the old man's words. The moment his grandfather dies, Jimmy emerges, squalling into the world, destined to struggle against an evil so dark and pervasive, only the most extraordinary of human spirits can shine through. What dangers await Jimmy on these 5 dark days? What terrifying events must he survive? At each of the crisis points, a mystery unfolds that will challenge his understanding of good and evil, life and death, and everything in between. So that is book 10. That was yesterday. So now, day 11, I will open book 11 with you guys. So let's see what we got. Oh, it's another Dean Koontz one. So it's The Face by Dean Koontz. And it says on this one, The Face, as Hollywood's most dazzling star, he has the love of millions, but the hatred of one deeply twisted soul. Just before Christmas, the star has received 6 messages promising a very nasty surprise. The Face's security chief is Ethan Truman, an ex-cop with a troubled past. He's found the messenger, but not the source of the threat, and he's worried. But not half as worried as he would be if he knew that Frick, the Face's 10-year-old son, was home alone and getting calls from Moloch, devourer of children. The terrified boy is planning to go into hiding in his father's vast mansion, putting himself beyond Ethan's protection. And Ethan may be all that stands between Frick and an almost unimaginable evil. So again, that sounds a bit more horror-y for me. Again, I think they all sound good. I would read them all. I'm interested in all the blurbs I read, but again, I just feel like these are more crime than horror. I can't remember what all the different genres were that you could pick, but if there was a crime one, I'll be pretty annoyed because that's what these ones should be. But again, comment down below if you disagree. But yeah, that is today's book. Book 11 is Dean Koontz, The Face. Oh, I've got a massive pile of books now. Ta-da! So, that is it for this one, guys. That is week 2 of my book advent calendar. I can't wait to open the rest of them. So, that is it though. Give this video a like, any comments down below, share it with your friends, and I will catch you next time, guys. Bye!